And we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love the enthusiasm. I love the energy you're bringing.
Yeah, I gotta have energy because, man, I got a busy weekend.
Yeah. I mean, feel free to use this our platform to plug your little thing, man.
All right. Tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, it is the Runaway Guys Coliseum 2021. 3 days of a lot of charity stream and a lot going on. I'm going to be there for one of the days, and Rosa John's going to be there instead for the others. So
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Right on. And sorry, did you say it's starting on Friday and that's for 3 days? Okay.
Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and then it goes till Sunday. It's going to be 12 hours each day.
Nice. Well, good luck. What's your what's the fundraising goal?
We're raising money for direct relief again this year, and our goal we've set is 200,000 US. But we would love to shatter that because I think our record currently is 235, 232, somewhere like that.
So you picked a goal under what you've passed before?
Yeah.
That just seems like of course you're gonna break that goal. You gotta reach, man.
You never know. You never know. Our goal last year was 150.
Right on. Well, I bet you'll do it. I bet you'll break 300,000. That's my guess.
I don't know if we're gonna do that good, but I would not complain. Sorry, Rosa has put herself through a lot for this weekend, to say the least.
Oh man.
Okay. Well,
that's why I'm taking 2 days off. I'm out. Fuck all this shit.
Paul, do you have any fun weekend plans?
Dude, Resident Evil 8 comes out in 45 minutes. Don't talk to me as soon as this podcast is
So
over all week.
Don't
it's
talk
not
to
even
you
going to be
in
the podcast
45
ends. It's going to be 45 minutes. The podcast has to end.
Yeah.
You're just going to get up and walk out of the room.
Well, no, I'm just going to turn the stream off and play.
It's on his computer. He needs a computer.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Okay, that's true. Yep. So what I'm hearing is this weekend you both have some big ladies in your lives.
Fuck yeah, dude. Holy shit. That
Jesus
photo mode.
Christ, John. Jesus Christ.
I don't have a big lady in my life this weekend. I was trying to think if I could be
Not
part
yet.
of the big lady club. Not yet. Yeah, I'll try and find a way.
I don't know how I feel about this revelation.
I don't. Yeah, I can't make anything with that. Tomorrow I will be fully vaccinated, which is pretty great. So I'm going to be going back to the gym for the first time in like 7 months, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm also going to have a great weekend.
Hey, out up here, we are in another state of emergency, and everything is closing.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Ah, the tables have turned. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That sucks. I was there, 6 months ago, so I know exactly how you're feeling. Heart goes out to everyone. But yeah, no, congrats. Alberta was the worst place in North America a few days ago, so you guys can wear that hat.
I mean, it has been for years, if you ask me, but sure.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Okay. I'm not going to start this podcast until we talk about the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, you mean the best movie of 2021 so far? Easily.
Holy smokes. That movie was incredible.
Yep. That's one of the best movies I've seen in years. It's so good.
For those who don't know, this like no-name animated movie just dropped on Netflix last Friday called The Mitchells versus the Machines. I was seeing some kind of early buzz on Rotten Tomatoes of it, which made me like, oh, I should watch that this weekend. And it is so good. Like, it is hilarious. It looks fantastic. The art style alone is great. First off, it's by Sony Animation, which I feel like is one of those, like, not really praised animation studios, but if you look at kind of their pedigree, they really should be doing stuff like Into the Spider-Verse and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Like, a lot of animated movies I really like.
Sure.
And then it kept getting advertised as like from the creators of the Lego Movie and Into the Spider-Verse, because it's Christopher Miller and Phil Lord. But they're just producers on it, so I was like, how much did they actually do? No, you can tell their sensibility was like in on this movie for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of those guys. 21 Jump Street is hilarious. Again, Into the Spider-Verse is a classic as far as I'm concerned at this point. But it just looks so good. It looks a lot like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I was getting kind of vibes of that movie the whole time. But then
Sure.
it has like a kind of like almost a Scott Pilgrim like aesthetic of like 2D animation being drawn on top of the stuff to add emphasis to a lot of stuff. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
Paul, tell me some of your favorite moments without spoiling it.
Oh, dude, the fucking part with the Furbies had us like rolling.
Yep. The Furbies is so good. Let the Dark Harvest begin was such a fantastic line, and that is the
Yeah.
most I'll say, because that's almost spoiling too much. But that fucking line, man, holy shit.
Best use of a dog in a long time.
The dog is great,
Yeah.
just like a little gentleman. That was hilarious. The mom at the end was very good. The two friendly robots I thought were super funny.
Yeah, that whole movie definitely is the whole like this humor has the chance of being the most annoying fucking obnoxious humor ever, but it never crosses that line. It's like perfectly done. Like weird memey humor. It's so good.
Yeah, no, and I feel like the perfect example of what you're just kind of talking about is the monkey screaming joke,
I don't think I even remember what you're talking about
where
right
they
now.
have the realistic monkey and they like put it on the dad's face,
Oh.
which is such a weird joke.
I
And
mean,
like on paper, it's like this is an easy joke, but it got me like hard. It got me. Holy smokes!
honestly, everything with those two robots you're talking about is kind of what I'm referring to. They had the chance to be the most annoying fucking thing, and they're like great. They're a great part of the movie.
Yeah,
Just-
they have a line at the end that I really like. That kind of comes out of nowhere after like the big climax.
yeah, I know which part you're talking about.
Um,
Where the tone
it
just
is
like subtly changes for a
yeah,
moment.
that's you got it. You got the exact part. It's super good.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic. The lead voice actress, Abby Jacobson from what was her Comedy Central comedy with Alana?
Oh, this
Anyways,
is
I
the
like the lead
one
voice.
that I didn't see that people are like, you would like it, I think.
Broad City.
Yeah.
That's the sitcom. That's a great sitcom. So I like the lead voice actress. It's just really good, and it looks really good, and it's just the fact that it came out of nowhere is also doing it like a lot of favors. Like I'm feeling similar to how I felt about Into the Spider-Verse, where it was like, okay, yeah, this looks good, but just like the sheer bar that movie set coming out of nowhere, it is just ascending it further. Now I'm in this mode where it's like I would love to purchase this movie,
Yeah.
for my shelf,
Yep.
but it's like a Netflix movie.
Yep.
Is it ever going to have a physical version? I'm a big fan of the animated movie Klaus, also a Netflix movie. That's impossible to get physical.
Yeah.
So I'm just here hoping that, 8 months from now, they make a physical version of this movie, because I really enjoy it and I wanted it to be on my shelf, but who knows? Anyways, can't recommend it enough. The Mitchells versus the Machines on Netflix. Definitely go watch it. But yeah, other than that, the season finale of Invincible was great.
Yes, it was good.
Liked it quite a bit. I liked the final ending area when he's chatting with the one dude. That was just fun.
Yep, it's pretty good.
I can't wait for more of that for sure. All right, well, there's your movie minute. Hey, let's do the podcast proper. This is the Top Down Perspective for May 6th. I'm Sean Booker.
Paul Fleck.
John Wheeler.
John, do you have anything to talk about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So because of Coliseum, I haven't had anything to play other than Pacross, because Pacross S6 is out.
Right.
But on stream on Wednesday, the last normal stream I've done before Coliseum, we finished up 2 games. So we finished up Toho Luna Nights and Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion.
Oh, is
I
that
have
good?
heard a lot about this second one.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer Luna Nights.
Oh, okay.
But like Luna Nights is a really good Metroidvania that's like 6 hours long. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is a 3-hour game. Very memey. But definitely goes in directions, to say the least. I did not expect where it ended, essentially.
Okay.
I've heard the writing is really good.
There's some really good writing in there, and there's some cringy writing in there.
Sure.
But I think the cringing is done on purpose, so it's hard to get mad at it. But it was definitely a fun ride, is what it was. But you have to know, like, you're gonna get into like there's like references all over it. Like there's like just a bunch of memes snuck in there. But like I think the weakest part of the game, ironically, is the gameplay. Because it's top-down Zelda style, but the combat feels slow. But there are boss fights, so you do have to depend on the combat, but most of it is just exploration and just kind of taking in the world. And that part's great. There's a dodge move, which is you tripping, and I didn't need to use it till the end of the game. And by then I was like, why do I need to do this now suddenly? But otherwise, like the game, like I liked the direction the game went. There's a bunch of stuff that made me laugh. There's some stuff that made me go like, ugh. But there's also a lot of stuff of like, Jesus, there's like a really dark understory to this that they're kind of hiding. It was fun. It was actually pretty fun. I can see why people were like talking so highly of it.
Cool.
Yeah, that one just kind of came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, like everyone was talking about it for a couple of days this last week.
Yeah,
I do want to try it out. It has a great name.
Yeah,
the name is great.
It's a
name
really
is
good
really
name.
good.
Yeah.
But you gotta like that Zelda top-down style of like, okay, I gotta go back to this area and we got side quests and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I recommend Toho Luna Nights for sure.
All right. Paul, why don't we talk about the new game that came out?
Sure.
New Pokemon Snap.
Sure. That is a game where you take pictures of Pokemon and you better like just looking at Pokemon for a while, because that's what that is. It's fine.
I'm really enjoying it. How far into it are you? Or did you beat it?
Oh, fuck no. I've been playing everything now. So Pokemon Snap is just like a nice relaxing thing. I don't care about the gameplay like really that much. It's just kind of a meandering, like listening to a podcast and just kind of enjoying my time with it. But like I'm in no rush to like beat it or anything.
Okay. Well, I know you, and you play through games pretty quickly, so I was assuming.
This is one of those games that I just like P-Cross, visit, and relax with. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you want to savor it. You got to swish it around the mouth a bit.
It's just that there's not much gameplay there, really. It's really.
I mean, it's
more
Pokemon Snap.
It's take picture of Pokemon. Yeah, that's
exactly.
the point.
And I don't want to sit there for 6 hours.
There's a reason the first game was basically an hour long.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, to like kind of compare it against the first one, this one's much longer. I've been hearing around 15 hours to beat the game.
Okay.
Which is crazy, but I guess it makes sense because there's so many more Pokemon now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the Pokemon, that's for sure. I don't know the exact list, but it's only like a selection of a few hundred out of the like 900 or whatever.
200 something. I don't remember the exact number.
Yeah, I think I've also heard 2 something as well.
Yeah.
I have not beaten it. I have 4 areas unlocked, I think.
Okay.
And then within each area, there's 2 or 3 kind of sub areas.
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's kind of that's another kind of one of the new things is so you'll go on one path, and the paths themselves will level up based on how many or how well of pictures you've gotten from that area. So each area has 3 levels to it, and that'll change the path a little bit in terms of what Pokemon are doing, and even kind of the time. So, like for example, the very first path, you'll see like a Bidoof dragging a stick. And then when you get to level 2 of that path, you'll see a Bidoof building a dam. And then on level 3 of that path, you see the dam is complete, and there's like a family of Bidoofs.
Right. It's very cute
inside there. Yeah. So there's a bit of a like an element of time happening as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of mixes it up because you want to go back, you want to be like, what's new this time? I want to upgrade the level of my path or whatever, which is fun. There's also a night version of each of the paths, and that has like a full 3-level thing, so that's pretty great as well. And then on top of that, there are like not shortcuts, but like detours you can take in each of not each of the paths. A lot of the paths will have like, oh, would you rather take a left here instead of a right? And you'll go on like the other side of the river, so you can see different stuff that way as well. Um, so I think the paths themselves that you're going on, way better than the first game. There's just so much more to it.
Sure. Yeah.
It is still on rails. Like it is the same formula as Pokemon Snap. Which makes sense. I mean, I could see the argument of being like, why don't you just let me walk around?
I was expecting it to be on rails. I would have been kind of weirded out if I had to walk around by myself. But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if there had been like Pokemon Snap seems like the game that should have come out like once per generation of console, right? Like almost like a Mario Kart. We should have gotten like one of these on each one.
Almost like a
I
tech
don't know about
demo.
every gen, but I agree there should have been one for the Wii. The Wii or
Yeah.
Wii U should have had one.
The Wii U.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
it's surprising that we haven't had one. And
Yeah.
I feel like if we did at this point, we would be walking around and it would no longer be on rails. Like, that
Perhaps.
has to be the like eventual goal of this series, right? It just doesn't it makes no sense not to. I do kind of for what it's worth, I do like kind of the on rails mechanic.
Yeah, that's
Because
fine.
you have to kind of just be on your shit and you know you have one chance and then if not you got to replay it again, yada yada. So I'm not complaining about that one. But I do agree, it's super chill, it's great just being in there and going around. The absolute best thing is when you get a new area and you're like, what am I going to find? Oh,
Yeah.
hang on, I didn't realize I was looking backwards behind this rock at the right time. There's a dude over there sleeping. That's
Yeah.
great and that's cool and that's super fun. I think the second area is really great, the jungle, because you're like taking pictures of Pokemon through the branches and the vines, and they're hidden all over the place. I will say though, and we just finished a photo game for
Yeah.
TDP Plus. I think Umurangi Generation just has way better camera mechanics.
Oh, it
It's
for sure
almost kind of
does.
weird to me how bad the camera actually is in this, and I'll give you a few examples of things that are frustrating.
Uh-huh.
And these a lot of these things are being accentuated because I actually got my girlfriend to play it and she's enjoying it, but she's running into a lot of these issues, and as opposed to having kind of like the quote unquote like gamer knowledge of, oh, I understand why the mechanics screwed up here and whatever, she's like, why this is just annoying, why is this happening? So some of these examples,
Uh-huh.
if you take a picture and there's like 2 Pokemon in there,
Yeah.
it'll only count that as a picture of one of the Pokemon.
It's and the one you highlight with the marker.
And it has to be the one you highlight, and the thing also doesn't switch between which one's highlighted very quickly.
Right. Yeah.
Which can be super annoying.
You
so
can miss the shot that way easily.
Well, you can miss the shot, and you can also be like I had an example of there's like a score bunny sleeping on a Torterra.
Yeah.
And I zoom in, and I got the score bunny right there, but because I zoomed in on the Torterra first, so there's like a bit of the Torterra's shell. It's a picture of a Torterra as far as the game's concerned. There is no score bunny there. Don't even ask me about if there's a score bunny
and
there.
then it rates you terribly because it's like, this is a bad Torterra picture. It's like, of course it is. Like, yeah.
Or other things like I'll take a picture like through the branches at a random time, and it's like, oh, I don't know what that was, and it's like, that's a 3-star photo of a spider, and it's like,
wait,
what are you
where?
talking about? You can't even see the spider, but because technically you can, and at that moment the spider was doing something, it's a 3-star photo of the spider, so that's the one that's going to show up in your book. And it's like,
it's janky video game bullshit.
That. What are you,
for sure.
Yeah, what are you doing? That's
yeah.
And then on part of that, like having to focus. So if you're going really fast, if you don't give it like a second to kind of focus on which Pokemon you're taking a picture of, and you just like zoom in, take a photo, and get out.
Yeah.
As far as the game's concerned, that is a picture of that Pokemon, but it does not count as a picture of that Pokemon, which sounds absurd, but it keeps happening with my girlfriend, who is just taking like a ton of photos. She's just like, she sees a Pokemon running by and she just snap. So
Yeah.
the game knows, oh, this is a Pikachu running by, but because you didn't focus on the Pikachu, it'll show up in the Pikachu menu,
Yeah.
but grade you could not submit that as a photo of Pikachu, and that is
Right.
the most absurd bullshit. Like I don't even know what to say to her. Like that is obscene. That is literally like just like no no no. Like what are you doing? What are you doing to me, Pokemon Snap? So it's got some weird quirks. Like it's got some super weird quirks. So, but I'm enjoying it, and if you can kind of work through it, I think it's a lot of fun and super chill.
Yeah. It's a good
Um,
chill game. 100%.
Paul, what's your favorite Pokemon you've seen, and what was it doing?
Ugh. I hate that score bunny because there's a bunch of times before he's sleeping where you're talking. The score bunny he's talking about, it's on like the very first level essentially. Um, and he's like just running around, and that motherfucker turns around every time I look at him when he's just like in the environment doing stuff, and I hate him. Um,
Okay.
man, the Bidoof's making like a little family and a home is extremely cute. In the very beginning,
Yep.
I
Yep.
kind of like their weird like Lumina thing. That the first time you encounter that, it's almost like a weird boss fight where you're just like following a
That's a
giant.
really cool moment. Like it's just like,
It's
wow,
neat.
this looks great. I wish this console was more powerful,
It's
so this could
very
look even better.
it's very cool looking with the exact same. Actually, that's where I started running into the problem you're talking about, where there's like that one specifically is you don't get credit for taking picture until there's a Lumina event, which means that Pokemon has to be glowing and have glowy shit around it for it to count for what you submit. And I got a whole bunch of real cool pictures that just don't exist according to the game because that Pokemon wasn't glowing for that second or something,
Yeah.
and it's infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, and it's
cool
it's
though.
weird. Like, and again, like I can't help but compare it to Umurangi Generation. I played that like a week ago, um,
Yeah,
and that thing can tell when you take a picture of like I don't know the word cops 5 times. But Pokemon Snap cannot tell if you take a picture of a Grookey and a Pichu because it is
that's
just a
true.
Pichu
That
or it is
yeah,
just a Grookey, and it's like, what is going on here?
yeah. It's weird. It's such a weird change from Umurangi for sure. Where that this is definitely more focused on you just like finding a Pokemon and taking a cute picture and kind of like making that picture the best it could be. And Umaragi was definitely not like this picture has to be amazing, but it will recognize you're taking a picture of in the environment, and you can move yourself as well. So that like it was weird a little bit going back to on rails. It's like I played a game that basically does what you're doing now, and I could move at my own pace throughout the whole
Yeah,
environment. Also, there wasn't a whole lot going on in that environment for a lot of it, so I guess there's trade-offs. I don't know. Those Pokemon
for
are
sure. I
pretty
mean,
frisky.
yeah, I'm having fun. Like I think I said that, but I do think like if we get a next one, like I think the end goal has to be you're off rails. Maybe
Yeah,
there's still a time limit. Like you need to make sure you're in this spot, 30 seconds into it, or you're not going to be able to see that event. Maybe you have like like a 5 minute timer, and it's like you got to make sure you go to the right places at the right time, and then it's up to you to kind of find. You know what it should be? It should basically be like a Hitman level where there's going
yeah,
to be
kind of
like, hey, if you weren't there to see this interaction happen, it's not
redo
going to
it.
happen again. Like
Yeah,
you have to restart the mission. Like
yeah,
that's what it should be. Is it should be all these cool things happening like a Hitman mission, but instead of you going around and assassinating these Pokemon, you're just taking a picture of them or throwing an apple at them until they wake up.
yeah. You're just stealing their souls in your weird little spirit box.
Yeah,
How that works. It's still fun
yeah.
beating them with apples. That's my last thing on it.
So mean. I feel so bad sometimes. This in the jungle stage, the little like flower Pokemon, I forget their name, but if you throw the apple at them, they faint. And I feel
Oh,
so bad.
this highlighted how I know like no new Pokemon at all. I didn't realize there's a Pokemon that's literally just like a flower ring. Because when I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Just like a floating ring of flowers.
There's a lot of them, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, cool. Yeah, good game. I like it. What else have you been playing?
The only reason this is out on here is so I can officially say I finished Outriders, and I'm probably not going to do the expeditions right now. There's too much other stuff. Like I finished the main campaign thing. I don't want to go
What
back
are the
and
expeditions?
it's like their version of replayability when you're done the story to just like go to a place and kill a bunch of shit for a time, like to get
Okay.
like a gold, silver, or bronze like timing, and then you can. It's the way you grind out loot, and I'm probably not going to do
Okay.
that. Just
Right.
seems boring. That game got too long for me at some point. I was just like, I'm kind of sick of this, but I know I'm at the end, so let's just push through. Mainly because everything is too spongy in that game at some point.
I'm having a ton of fun with Outriders. I'm nearing the end, I'm sure. Um I'm in the camp of like I wish there was more of this because I just really enjoyed kind of the loop. I love finding the new loot and being like these boots are 300 better than my old boots and that's great. I love seeing the numbers go up.
When I thought I was getting close to the end, there was still another like 10 stages. So I was like, oh my god, this is way longer
It's
than
a
I
long
thought.
game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The thing we're running into which kind of makes it exciting. I really like the whole auto world tier system. Because the game is always like
Oh, hard.
a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
They send so many enemies at you. Like
Yeah.
it is actually stupid the number of enemies that they are putting on screen and that rush you. And it's like no single enemy or boss is actually that difficult, but you have to fight this boss while like I kid you not, 20 things are shooting you from every point of the map that it just gets like insane and it's like a fun weird challenge that we have to keep overcoming. I'm having a lot of fun with that right
So
now.
that's how it's fun. I'm playing it solo and it fucking sucks. That game is
Oh,
not meant to
that
be
would be
played
ridiculous
solo.
because we're able to like revive each other and stuff.
Well,
Um,
I'm pretty sure it spawns more with another person with more people in it,
Probably.
and that's
Yeah.
funner because my ability for my class, a lot of my abilities are predicated on a lot of shit rushing me. So like if there's like 3 things fighting me and a boss, I'm fucked because I'm just not doing any damage or like healing enough, and it's super slow. Whereas if 100 things are fighting me, I'm like super powered. So like that's fun, and I have another person to help me do damage because I'm more of a tanky class. So like every part about playing with another person is super fun. Every part about playing solo, which is how I experienced probably the last 5 hours of that game, is fucking garbage.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm exclusively playing it co-op and we have our game mode set to open. So every now and then like a random will join us. And I love that. I love just seeing like, oh, which abilities did you choose? You know,
Sure.
like what are you going to bring to this? Like, oh, you're my class. You are also using the sword. Okay, cool. Oh, but you have the like levitate one. I didn't pick that one. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit.
Sure. Other than that, I've been spending all my time in Near Replicant. I'm over halfway done that game. I am doing 100%. So
How's your
those
gardening going?
those side quests are fucking terrible. The side quests in that game are absolutely god awful. They're boring and they don't really have any cool things that are going on in like the actual story of why you're doing them, and they're a waste of time. But they make a
Yeah,
number
I've kinda
go
heard
up
that.
to 100, so I have to do them, I guess.
Have you started the gardening?
There is specifically one quest where I have to garden for a specific thing so I can garden for another specific thing.
Yeah.
So
And
that's going to take me
it
the rest
uses
of my life.
real time that you're gonna have to wait. I understand the gardening is quite
The
a quest.
gardening's terrible in that game. I did a little bit of it on my free time. I was like, "Oh, this is awful. Thank God I don't have to do this." And I got a quest where I have to do it for like probably 10 hours.
Yep. Have fun.
Yeah. That game's super cool. I definitely am glad that I played Automata first because I would not play through this fully without knowing that the story is going to do something interesting shit. It took a while for the story to start doing some interesting shit, but ever since then it's been kind of rolling pretty steadily with that. And yeah, so I'm halfway through, I guess, what would be considered the first time I have to play it essentially. So I'm actually probably anywhere between 10 to 40% done depending on how
Yeah.
they do that stuff.
Right.
So who knows? But yeah, 20 hours in, still liking it a decent amount. That's it.
So I've been playing Pokemon Snap,
Yeah.
which I talked about. I also wrapped up Super Lucky's Tale.
Okay.
I don't have a ton to say of that. One thing I just thought was kind of interesting. So I talked about New Super Lucky's Tale a few months ago. That one is better. If you're going to play one of the two, go play New Super Lucky's Tale. It's also newer, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of free DLC for both of them. They're the same levels.
Oh, okay.
How weird is that?
That
They
is,
just
yeah.
so what they did is they made Super Lucky's Tale, and they made these 2 bonus packs of stages. They made new Super Lucky's Tale, and they released those same bonus packs of stages again, but in the new engine, meaning like you have full camera controls and it looks better,
Right.
which I had just
Huh.
never seen that before. I didn't play through them all because I was like, I've done this exact stage with better controls. Um, but I just thought that was odd and worth mentioning because what a weird thing.
Super weird. Huh.
I've also been playing the new Apex season. I bring this up because it's probably like the biggest season shift the game has had up to this point. Um, Specifically because they've added a new permanent game mode that is not battle royale to Apex.
Oh,
So
okay.
if anyone was interested in trying out Apex, there's a whole new way you can play it. Now might be a really great time. They've added a mode called Arenas, which is like Counter Strike or Valorant, in which you like purchase. There's a buy round before each match, and then it's 3v3 fighting.
Okay.
And you even have to like purchase the heroes like abilities and stuff, and like their ultimates and stuff like that.
So it's Valorant. Like,
So
just
it's
pretty
it's
much.
like Valorant, yeah.
Yeah.
They've made specific maps for this, and then they've taken chunks of the existing battle royale maps and sectioned them off for that. So there's like 5 stages it rotates through. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely unique and puts a twist on it.
Cool.
I will say though, the issue that the battle royale has, where if one of your squad mates just decides to disconnect because they're tired of playing,
Yeah.
you lose. You suck. You will
Yeah.
have to you play out the rest of that match. You're gonna get your ass kicked. It reminded me very much of like Siege, where if one team loses a person, they might as well just give up. Like they're not gonna win. You
Yeah.
can't win with like 4 against 5. That's not gonna happen. Uh, and
Definitely less likely. Yeah, for sure.
that has happened like 9 out of the 10 matches I've had. Is either someone just like disconnects, so the character's just standing still, or they just straight up like exit the match and the character's gone, and it's like, man, this sucks. Like, I wish there was a way I could just be like, can we just like throw in the towel? Like, I don't feel like fighting the uphill battle.
Is
It's
there
like
not a
not gonna
way to
happen.
do that? Or is there not like a player has left, you can now leave safely without like affecting rank or something?
So, I actually haven't tried. I haven't seen anything where you can throw in the towel. You probably can just leave safely because I don't believe there is any kind of ranking to this mode at the
Okay.
moment. I'm assuming they will bring in ranked, similar to how they brought in ranked for the Battle Royale.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, so that's probably just coming. Like it's new. They're kind of learning as well. So I'm assuming there's those things are just going to be coming. But at the moment, it's a cool breath of fresh air. It is frustrating because people are bad. They're just
Sure.
bad. People are just not good.
Yeah.
So and I will just briefly talk about the new legend. She's really cool, Valkyrie. Um, she's got like a jetpack with like a missile barrage attack, so you can just like fly around the stage with her, which is crazy, and she's super fun to use. Um,
Cool.
uh, so yeah, Apex is still a good game as far as I'm concerned.
Good.
The last game I've been playing is called Eastshade.
Okay.
This is a Game Pass title, got added a few months ago. It's a first-person exploration game, I guess. It's not exactly a walking simulator. There's more mechanics to that, but as far as how you kind of interact with the game, first person, you're walking around this like island that you shipwrecked on. The island is full of anthropomorphized animals with like really great voice acting, I'll say, which is really nice. It's got nice music too. The game doesn't look particularly great. It kind of just looks like a really high resolution, like really up-resed, like 360 game. Everything's kind of like lower poly than you'd expect from a current gen title, but at least all the textures are pretty detailed.
Okay.
That's kind of what you're going to be looking at.
Sure.
And then you go up and it's like, hey, here's a person, and they just happen to have a monkey for a face, or they're like a bear person, yada yada. And you're kind of just going around, and it's a lot of like, hey, can you do this fetch quest for me? Can you trade these things? as you just kind of explore the world. But then the one kind of unique mechanic is you're a painter. So if you craft canvases, there's like a very simplified crafting system in this game. You can make a painting of anything you look at. So a lot of people will be like, "Hey, I would love a painting of a chicken," and you go find a chicken. You just basically, it's basically like kind of Pokemon Snap. You're basically taking a picture of the chicken, but it happens to be you're making a painting of it. Then you can bring the person the painting.
Okay.
Um,
Huh.
and there's like some really minor puzzle solving, or like, oh, I need to find this person this thing, yada yada. There's a day-night cycle. It's got just a kind of a really good sense of place. It's just really nice kind of being in this environment. It's a chill, just kind of really nice game with some like fun characters, some pretty decent writing. If you like kind of the walk-in simulator type things, I think you should definitely check this one out. Get a couple hours in, because I think you'll enjoy it. Again, this is Eastshade.
That's a title that I'm gonna forget that game completely. That for some reason that's not a title that sticks in my mind easily. Eastshade. All right.
John, you doing okay? No, John's not doing okay.
No, I'm just joking.
Choking on some water. Okay.
Ugh.
That shit sucks. I hate doing that.
Yep. Definitely muted myself on the call, but not in the recording, so that was smart.
Great.
Okay.
Love it.
Well, let's do some news,
Sean.
and I will fix that because it's right before the news segment. Kind of a big news section. We'll go through a few of the smaller things before we get to everything happening with Epic, because Epic just kept bringing out the news.
Oh my god, the epic news.
But before that, I wanted to mention, and I bring this up because I think a couple weeks ago, the concept of Double Fine's Amnesia Fortnite game jam came up. I don't remember the exact context why this came up, but anyways, Two Player Productions, who make some pretty cool documentaries. They made the
Penny Arcade one.
They made the Penny Arcade stuff. They also made the one for Double Fine's Broken Age.
Yes, yeah.
They did that. They made an Amnesia Fortnite documentary about covering the whole event from 2 years ago. So I just kind of public service announcement. That's probably, I haven't watched it myself yet, but there's like a 2-hour movie you can watch if you want to see some behind the scenes game design kind of stuff from a very good documentary team. Again, that's Amnesia Fortnite. So definitely check that out. Here's some weird news. We got a bunch of info on what's coming for the Division, which I'm surprised hasn't just been like killed off at this point.
Yeah, this is weird.
But we got a whole roadmap of Division branded stuff coming.
Yeah.
First off is a free-to-play Division game called Heartland.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I'll give it a try. I'll see what the free-to-play nonsense is if I can get past it, but okay. That's kind of a big thing that's coming to consoles and PC. After that, there will be more Division 2 content, which, sure, I'm assuming it's another expansion. I'll probably dive back in for another expansion. I like that game.
Yeah.
They're also going to be doing the Division Mobile.
Right, yeah.
Which I'll give it a try. I don't know how much of that one I'll play, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
There will then be, and this is probably the most exciting one, the Division novel, which...
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Followed by a Netflix film called The Division, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain.
Yeah. This all just kind of makes sense. It's Tom Clancy. It's a Tom Clancy thing. Like, I'm kind of surprised there already wasn't a book and a movie called The Division. So, sure.
Sure. Yeah. It's weird. I mean, some of this stuff I'll check out. I'm looking forward to more Division 2 content. I'm surprised they're doing anything with the Division at this point and not just being like Division 3, here we go. But I guess that's what Heartland is, maybe.
Yeah, I think probably.
Anyways, so we'll see how that goes. If it's on Netflix, maybe I'll watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's probably going to be super bad, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I bet it'll be as good as that Amazon Prime show, starring John Krasinski,
Oh, okay.
which I
What?
can't remember the name of.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Is
remember
it
it now
Jack
too.
Ryan or something like that? Or is that the Tom Cruise movie?
No, Tom Cruise is Reacher, Jack Reacher or whatever.
Jack
I
Reacher.
thought that was Jack Preacher.
I mean, it's these probably all exist.
Uh,
Yeah.
So someone in the chat will tell me, I'm sure. All right, Nintendo announced Game Builder Garage.
this looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm quickly skimming it now.
This is a
their
Go ahead.
answer to Dreams or Little Big Planet. Essentially, it seems like a way to teach people basic programming through through objects
Oh, okay.
and nodes. So, like, it's like button can do move character, button can do jump, object can be tall, object can kill character, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I guess this
I
is
see.
this is like an evolution of one of the Labo games called
Yeah.
Joy-Con Garage. It was
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
this, but
Oh,
this is
okay.
is kind of like a more fully fledged thing.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
mean, this will be great for young game developers who don't have a PC game maker studio or something like that. It's going to be $30, so it's budget titled, which makes sense. I mean, Dreams was also budget titled.
So
Yeah.
I can't really tell. Is this kind of like Dreams where this seems more on the actual programming side where Dreams seemed more creative, right? Where it's just like you can just like put shit together and it works. This from what I'm seeing in this video, it seems very much like actual learning logic and like how that shit works. Like
Dreams has that too. I would say
Hmm.
Dreams has more since Dreams is not
Sure.
specific to making games. Like you can just like
Yeah.
make a nice
Things.
scene, or you can you can just make anything almost really with Dreams. Whereas
Yeah.
this is specific to making kind of some
Little
kind of
mini games or
interactive
something. Yeah.
thing. But Dreams does have like a programming side to it as well. You can get into it like that. It also reminds me, remember Microsoft's Project Spark? That was basically what this is.
Right. Yeah.
A lot, Roblox.
Sure.
So it just makes sense.
It feels like Nintendo just coming late to the party at this point.
Yeah. But at least they showed up, I guess.
But they might do it better, right? Like Nintendo has some like really good design when they do jump in. So we'll have to see.
It's true.
We'll have to see.
This isn't really I'm probably not going to pick this up.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. But I hope some cool things come out of this.
I'm excited to see the blog articles that get written about the people who do pick this up. I think is where
I'm excited to see like the one reporter who's like, here's a Twitter thread of cool things I found in here.
Yeah.
And then I can go through and look at some GIFs.
Yep.
Cool stuff came out of Dreams as well. But I
sure.
was more of like, I just want to watch a streamer jump into Dreams and search for the weirdest shit they can find.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. CSGO will now let you pay $1 a month to get game statistics.
I see.
What? Yep. There's going to be a
Why?
monthly subscription fee to get your CSGO 360 stats.
Yeah, as this thing says, there's been sites that have done this for years. So
yep, and from what I understand, they do them better.
I'm sure.
So you can now pay for a less comprehensive look at your stats each month if you would like.
Perfect.
Sounds like a lot of people are worried though that since now there's an official
they're going to close them down.
They might close these like third-party ones that aren't official, that are better and free.
The free market, baby.
Ugh. Well, I could not imagine paying $1 a month for stats. Here's a question: is there any game you guys would pay $1 a month to know more stats about your playtime, like your time with the game?
No, there isn't. I don't think
One
there ever
game,
has been.
No. If I could if there was a site that tracked my stats for like every Pacross game, so I could see what my average time and like my mistake ratio is, maybe, but that would have to require like every Pacross game.
Sure, yeah.
What about, okay, and this is separate. Would you pay for something to tell you if you've done this Pacross puzzle before, and in how many of the Pacross games
Why are you not
have
letting
you
this
done
go?
it before?
I
Oh,
actually
do you-
would, because I would love to know that.
Would
That
you
Yeah,
like
you
to
haunts
know
know,
that,
me.
or do you want to just like
that-
head in the sand? Don't tell me because the truth is too
No, I have to
unbearable.
know. It haunts me every day. Every time I do a Pacross puzzle, it haunts me. Every time I see a flower, I'm like, have I done this flower?
Have I
There's
done
gotta
it?
be
Have I done Tulip
just like
before?
law of averages. There's gotta be like, I don't know if it's like a 5x5 or a 10x10. Like, what is the most common Pacross puzzle? You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
I would love to know that.
Yep.
We'll never know that though.
Box.
No.
It's a box.
It probably is a box, yeah.
Gamescom is going all digital this year, which seems like the right idea.
Yep, makes sense.
It is and Jeff Keighley is once again doing his opening night live presentation. It'll be on August 25th, which is a Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay.
So look forward to that.
Yes.
All right. Oh, there's one more piece of news. It kind of sucks. Jason
This...
Schreier doing his usual reporting
Mhm.
behind the scenes. CD Projekt, the director of Witcher 3, who I'm going to refer to as Conrad T, because there is absolutely no way I can pronounce that last
Tomaszkiewicz
name.
or something like that.
Tomaszkiewicz.
Yeah.
All
something
right,
like
there you
that.
go. Conrad Tomaszkiewicz has
Yeah.
left CD Projekt following allegations of workplace bullying. The investigation found him not guilty, but he quit and apologized to staff for all the bad blood I have caused.
It's weird. Yeah, this is a weird thing.
It's that's a bummer. I mean, I guess it's good that he's out of there. But
I
What a
guess.
weird situation that's going on with that company.
Even though it says that he didn't do anything, but whatever. If they wanted him out that bad, he couldn't have been healthy for them. So
I mean, he's apologizing for the bad blood, so clearly he did something. Like clearly it wasn't great having him around. So I don't. Who knows, man. All right, let's talk about some Epic stuff. So as people know, Epic and Apple are now in court. In fact, they're in court every day for 3 weeks.
sure.
Which was shocking when I heard that that's what's happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if for the next 3 weeks we kept getting little bits of behind the scenes looks like we are getting this week. A lot of numbers are coming out on how much Epic is paying for stuff and the deals they've been having. For example, to get Borderlands 3 as an exclusive cost them $115 million.
Whew.
That was one of the larger ones. We got to release an entire spreadsheet of a bunch of the free games, how much it cost them to get those games, offer them up for free. We also have how many people redeemed them, and then a breakdown of so how much did it cost Epic
Per player.
to get that player, basically. So you get some of the stuff like, I think the most expensive one was Celeste, which they paid $750,000 for. The cost per player that was about $12, since a little over 62,000 people redeemed that one.
It only netted them 2% new Epic users, essentially. Damn. That's not very
Subnautica,
good.
they paid $1.4 million for Subnautica.
Yeah.
All of these numbers here are pretty cheap for the free ones. That 115 million for exclusivity on Borderlands 3, that's insane. Holy smokes. And then you wonder why games would go for that. They're giving out so much money.
Sure.
So you can check out the whole spreadsheet online if you want to see some of the other games. They paid, like 75,000 for whatever last day of June is. $1 million for Mutant Year Zero.
Man, yeah, that they kind of got fleeced on some of these for sure. Their user acquisition cost is through the roof for how much they paid and how little they got because of it.
One of the other statistics, I don't know if it's in this story, is that an extremely low percentage of the people who redeem these games actually buy something on Epic.
Oh, for sure.
So
I mean,
they're.
it's weird
I mean,
though,
like,
because all these games are like games a lot of us have owned already. It's like, so I'm not gonna buy anything from Epic. You're giving me a game I already own, but I'll take it, I guess.
yeah.
I wonder how many people are like that.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't own a lot of these games. Like, of course, there's got to be. We're
Right.
obviously in a unique scenario where we play a lot of games, so we are in a very unique scenario. But regardless, the play here is they're just trying to get people in the ecosystem, and they're spending a lot of money to do it.
Yeah.
Along those lines, we got kind of the last 3 years of their revenue report. Sorry.
Okay.
2018, they made $5.7 billion. 2019, 4.2 billion. Last year, they made 5.1 billion. In 2018, so that 5.7, 97% of that revenue was from Fortnite.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that how much of the cake of the pie Fortnite is bringing in for them. In 2019, 88% of the $4.2 billion was from Fortnite.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Holy smokes. Outside of revenue, we're getting some more like details, and I don't even know why this stuff's coming up, but we're getting like email correspondence between Epic and other publishers and platform holders. This one, it was specifically dealing with how Epic got Sony to add cross-platform play for Fortnite. And there's a whole back and forth of what like Epic was proposing, like, hey, guess what? You can call all the shots. We'll just build the infrastructure. We'll present it like Sony is the hero here. Like, these are actual quotes that you guys are doing the best thing here, and it'll be great. It'll be great for you. Maybe we can even have some PlayStation Plus exclusivity going on. It'll be awesome. You guys will seem like heroes.
Yep.
And then, you know, the emails continue, and Sony was like, no, we don't want to do cross-platform play. It is not it doesn't do anything for the here's this. As you may know, many companies are exploring this idea, and not a single one can explain how cross-console play improves the PlayStation business.
That's such a shitty, like, big business thing to say. Like, fucking Sony, dude.
I mean, yeah, the way I'm kind of looking at it is they know they're selling like the most consoles outside of Nintendo.
It's literally what have they done for us recently? Like, fuck you. Fucking Sony pieces of shit. Let me buy PlayStation 5, fuckers. God damn it.
That part might not be their fault.
Yeah, no, that part's just the tech industry at large right now.
The email correspondent doesn't reveal where the issue ultimately ended up, but a document entitled Cross-Platform Policy, Requirements and Process from August 2019 reveals how Sony may now approach crossplay, a cross-platform revenue share, forcing publishers to pay Sony a royalty whenever PlayStation players contribute more than a certain percentage to the bottom line of a cross-platform game to offset the reduction in revenue.
That's
Sony
so
is the
gross.
only company that requires this
So gross.
for cross-platform playing, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So in layman's terms, Sony's basically saying, hey, if you're doing a cross-platform game and it's on PlayStation as well, if a significant portion of that is happening, you owe us money because we're losing sales by letting you play with our players but not forcing them to be on our console.
Yeah.
It's Sony being in a place of power and just like hanging on.
Why do they always do this whenever they're in the lead? This is I feel like this is what
that's
led,
the point,
this is what
right?
led
Like,
to the PS3 being a disaster.
I mean, and this leads to things why like Microsoft is doing all these crazy good plays for consumers because they need to try and catch up in any way they can.
Yeah.
Sony doesn't have to do anything, and they're still the most sought after console, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, in the long run, this doesn't paint Sony very well. But less than 1% of the people who are going to own a PlayStation are going to even know about this. So who cares, right?
Yeah, that's the bummer part about it.
Totally.
So last week we mentioned how Microsoft was switching their PC store down to a 12% revenue split, 88% from the 30. Some more internal documents with Epic and Microsoft came up. Again, I don't know why this would come up for the Epic versus Apple case, but I'm just telling you the documents that are reaching Twitter.
Sure.
Microsoft was reported that it was also looking for a similar thing for the Xbox digital store, not just the PC one. There has been an update to this story where Microsoft said we will not be updating the revenue split for console publishers. However, they did not specifically deny whether these plans were wrong or had changed in any way. So, I mean, it could still happen, and they just haven't announced it.
Sure.
We'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't be
Weird.
surprised if they did it. It just makes sense. It's digital games. Who cares what platform it's on? But I mean, I'm not the one making all the money.
True.
And that does it for the epic news stories this week. I'm sure we'll have more next week.
Yep.
Great.
I'm just going to read this tweet because it's pretty ridiculous. Walmart has been working on an unannounced game streaming service codenamed Project Storm.
What?
According to Verge sources, the
What?
launch has been put on hold due to the pandemic, and it is not clear whether this will turn into an actual commercial product.
Never heard of this until just now.
No.
Yep, I
Okay.
got to get those Stadia bucks now that they're out in the open for anyone.
There's even like little infographics here of how it works.
The Origin, Steam, indie games, and then preliminary beta user experience. Fortnite's on there.
Of course it is. Yep. Subscribe, buy, bring your own game. BYOG.
Yep. So maybe Walmart's gonna shake up the cloud streaming game service in ways that Google could only dream of.
Right.
Project Storm.
Fantastic.
Look out for it. Discord. We recently talked about them maybe teaming up with Microsoft or being bought by Microsoft. That ended up not happening. They're staying independent. It has now been announced that PlayStation is partnering with Discord.
Sure.
Beginning early 2022, which this sounds like a crazy early announcement for what is probably a pretty small integration. And I don't know what the integration is. We don't know exactly how this will shake out. If it'll just be like, I'm assuming it's going to be right now, Discord, you can tie Xbox Live into it and it'll show you what you're playing on Xbox Live and Discord. I don't believe you can do that with PlayStation at the moment. I'm assuming this is going to be more than that since PlayStation is actually investing funds into Discord.
Has PlayStation ever had like a group or lobby system like Xbox has?
If the party system, yes,
Yeah,
it does.
It does? Does it work well with like the VoIP and shit?
It's fine. It works about as well as Xbox parties. They've had that at least since the PlayStation 4. I want to say on 3 as well. So they've had that for like as long as the 360.
They definitely did at 3 because that's the one that I was just like, oh, the 360 has the thing I want to play with my friends.
They didn't have party chat in the 3? I could have sworn I've done that.
No, they had like a way to send messages back and forth, but not like a live party chat that you could join games with and stuff like that.
Okay.
So maybe
the Switch can't even send messages back and forth.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Switch when it comes to online dealings.
But the Switch has that smartphone app, man. You can plug your headphones into your phone if you get the Splatoon splitter, and then you can hear the game. Yeah, I don't even know how it works really.
That's how we use Discord while playing on Switch. Load up Discord on your phone and then just play your Switch games with people.
I would love if they built Discord into the PlayStation. Like that would be great.
Sure. I was hoping right now, do that with Xbox.
If I want to use like a Discord chat while I'm on Xbox, I have to choose what I'm listening to. I can't listen to both audio at once. But if it was built into the system, that would be great.
Sure.
And teaming up with Discord, that's just smart. Like people accept Discord. That would be great. So Good jump for Sony, I guess. We'll see what happens in 2022.
Yeah.
Fall Guys for Switch and Xbox have been delayed, but they will both support cross-play.
Okay. Cool.
That's the last news story.
Neat.
All right. And with that, let's do some questions. If you would like to send a question in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
All right. I have episode titles. So,
Ooh.
get ready because these go back. What are we looking
Stretching.
at?
Getting ready.
Okay, these go back to January. Have we had any this year? That doesn't seem right.
I thought we had.
When they sent them in, they did say it's been a while. I don't exactly remember how long it's been.
Like, have we had
I
them
thought
since
we'd
the
gotten
Game of the
one like
Year
2 or
show?
3 months ago.
I mean, it's
Huh.
pandemic time. I can't tell you much about how long ago things were.
Fair. That's entirely fair.
Okay. Well, starting at the top here, I have January 28th, 2021. I have your mom's number. I don't know. I have no idea what this context
I
is.
have
I'm
no
pretty sure
idea.
that was said to me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was
I
said to me, and Sean said it, but I don't remember
Okay, I'm
why.
gonna say I don't think I would say that because I do not have your mom's number.
I know you don't have my mom's number, but we were talking about something where you said I have your mom's number. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
I don't know.
Were we talking about your mom? Because I don't think that was the case.
No, we were talking about something. We were talking about something where I wouldn't tell my parents, and it was like, "Well, I have your mom's number."
Okay.
Something. I
Okay.
think it's something like that.
Maybe.
Watch me be
don't remember,
wildly
so-
off.
Yeah, what's the answer, Paul?
Answer is, guest Tony Wilson received a message to tell John he was the best. The host deduced this was John's mom. Tony said that he has John's mom's number and threatened to release it unless he guessed on the show. I don't remember
forgot
that
how
at
to
all.
guess.
But okay.
Yeah.
I do now. I can picture it.
I remember Tony being on the show.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
as far as I got.
It has been a while since we got these, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, fair
Well,
enough.
there's gonna be a lot of wrong guesses then.
Yeah. Okay. February 4th. Only serious questions.
Only serious question or questions?
Questions, plural.
No.
I'm assuming I said something like we're only going to answer serious questions, or we just finished a extraordinarily silly one.
Yeah.
Was,
And I
this
was-
wasn't when we pitched the idea of the 2009 Game of the Year, was it? No, because this was months in advance. Hmm.
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I think I said this in some way.
Yeah, I agree. Probably. Okay, we're not even close, so I'm just gonna read it. Sean tries transitioning from news of the passing of Bethesda's founder into questions. He asks that you put wacky in the subject line to be deleted since this show is about serious questions.
What?
I don't
Okay.
remember this at all, but I could see it.
I don't either.
I could see
yeah.
it.
Well, I
guess.
did get the part where I had said it because that, like I said, it sounded a little familiar.
Sure. February 11th. 30 exclamation points. This is starting to ring a bell. Like, this is on the top of my tongue, I think. This sounds super familiar.
This sounds like something I said, but
30
what?
exclamation points.
The only thing coming to mind
Yeah.
is I was like reading a question and then I said something like, and then they have like 30 exclamation points here.
Yeah, something had. I thought it was a news
Okay.
piece that had 30 exclamation points written in it.
Oh
Yeah.
no, wait, that might be right. I'm starting to think of like a game title might have a lot of exclamation points.
Could be.
Yeah, but what the hell would it have been?
30 exclamation points. What was really exciting in February? Oh my god.
I don't know what's the answer.
Okay, yeah, let's see. The answer is talking about the wild ransom notes CG Project Red received and showed to the public.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Wow, we weren't even close. But, well, kind of close, but not really. February 18th. I'm trying to run a show here. Trying to run a show here. This is Sean.
no idea.
This has to be Sean.
It's definitely Sean.
It
It's
doesn't
definitely
sound
Sean.
familiar to me though. Like I don't doubt it, but it doesn't sound familiar.
I don't have any idea at all.
Nope.
There could be so many things that would make you exclaim that I don't actually even know. Okay, Sean frustrated about a website's coverage of the Nintendo Direct not being in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh my god.
So that'd be the Kotaku thing about the direct.
It's usually Kotaku.
Yeah, Kotaku.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're never gonna get this one. February 25th. The title is Cool. Also, there's 3 lines of text blacked out.
Wait, is
So-
that more or less than usual?
That's pretty less. Or pretty much more. There's usually
okay.
one line. The context is like, Sean
Okay.
said this here or whatever.
Got
This
it,
is
okay,
like
yeah.
a story or something.
Well, I have no idea. Like, how am I gonna guess
Absolutely
this?
no idea. No fucking clue.
Oh my god, there was no way I was gonna get. Well, maybe John would have. I wouldn't have got this. After
What?
Paul disconnected and John had to leave, Sean ended up having to end the podcast. He asked everyone what their game of the week was, and after some silence, said this. I would have never
Paul
got
was
that.
connected. I got stomach sick and had to leave. And now I remember, but I was streaming it. So Sean was just like, I don't know how to stop the podcast.
And I guess I said
Stuck on here.
cool. Okay.
Okay.
That was a weird
Two of
episode,
us
man.
literally weren't there for it.
Yeah, that was a weird
Awesome.
episode.
All right. March 4th. They should want me on their roads.
Oh, I think I said this because I'm always saying this because California drivers are bad because they don't have
Oh.
to parallel park when they're doing their test. They just have to back up for like 10 feet without touching the curb. And I'm a great driver.
I just looked up. You have it 100% correct. Sean comparing the driving test he had to take, which included parallel parking, to those given in California, which does not. Yeah, he had it right on the money. That's really funny.
Because I tell everyone that.
Okay.
Type of parallel parking all the time.
It's funny because he's like, I always say this, and he actually has said it multiple times. So, March 11th, we'll let you put it in anything. Ugh. We'll let you put it in anything.
I think I know what this is. I want to see if you guys have a guess, though.
I don't.
Is this in relation to some character being put in every game?
No, I think this is. We were talking about like an edutainment game, and I was like, "What about a sex edutainment game?"
Ugh.
Oh,
That's
and you
even
could
I,
have
more.
think
sex
this,
with
I
anything.
remember this conversation now. Yeah.
I think this is this one.
Okay. Context is, when asked to make an edutainment game, John said he'd make biology VR game. Sean went after dark to suggest sex ed game with his motto / TDP guarantee.
TDP guarantee.
What? I remember that.
God damn it.
Don't forget the TDP guarantee. Say it with me, everyone. You can put it in. We'll let you put it in anything.
You can put it in anything.
Make sure patreon.com/shopdownperspective. Make
Oh,
sure.
jeez.
Yeah, let's throw that in. Okay, this isn't actually completely done because this ends at March 18th. It doesn't come up to current day. So,
Fine.
March 18th, I hope she actually gets to make a video game. This is about Jade Raymond, 100%.
Yeah.
This is Stadia closing and the fact that every time she seems to try to work on a project, she gets shunned somehow out of the industry. Jade Raymond came out with a new studio, and you all wish things go better this time. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's called like Haven Studio or something. I think I read recently that a bunch of the a bunch more of like the higher up Stadia people have just left and are joining that team as well, which makes sense.
Yep. Thank you
All
for
right.
writing those in. Appreciated.
Who sent those in again?
VGC Kenny.
That's what I thought. They also sent in this question. Would you want Nintendo to release a localized version of Mother 3 as is, or would you want Nintendo to remake Mother 3 and release that in all regions? And which option is more likely?
Wait,
Localized is more likely.
is more likely, yeah. Okay, but this, I mean, I just want it in English. I don't care how it's given to me. I want an easy way to play it that is in English.
I think I almost think they would just remake it
Probably.
at this point. I think that's more likely.
I don't know. I feel like that's so much more work. Like even Earthbound 0, when that came out, it was just the translation that was going around already, just put on like an emulator on the Wii U. I don't see them doing it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I could see that. I could also see them doing just like a collection. Like, here's
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could
That
see
would be
that.
cool.
They already did that on the Game Boy Advance with Mother 1 and 2. So
And do the trilogy or whatever.
Yeah.
Hebrew Lantern writes in and says, would you rather be the best player on the worst team, the worst player on the best team, or the most mediocre player on the most mediocre team?
Worst on best, because the only time
Worst on best, because that's still pretty good.
The only time you ever get better is when you surround yourself with people that are better than you.
I think that's true too. I think that's, yeah. That last one though, I think would be very fun.
Yeah.
Being mediocre on mediocre.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you
at
want
that point,
to be the Mario of the competitive game?
I guess so. I'm just thinking like no one's going to be really trying to win at that point. So we're all just going to like kind of goof around and just have fun with it because we know who we are. Like we know how this is going to end up.
Sure. That's true. Yeah, if you just want fun, it's totally that. You just play for the love of it. You don't have to worry about being better or being the best or whatever, for sure. Dedinsky writes in, the TDP version of what would you do for a Klondike bar is what would you do for a P-Cross game? So what would you do for a P-Cross game?
Wait 4 months.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess pay the kind of extravagant amount of money for what you actually get in a video game.
That's the thing is like, how much would you pay to guarantee the next Picross game comes out like next week?
Oh, I can't.
I'm too behind. I don't need that shit right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, so to make it better for you, for whatever the hypothetical scenario is, this is the end of Picross. They've run out of puzzles. They've never repeated a puzzle, surprisingly, and they've run out of mathematically. They have run out of combinations. I mean, it has to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, sure.
It just does,
unless
they keep making it wider and wider. But in this scenario, there's a limit. Okay. So now, how much would you pay for one more somehow? Going to invent numbers or something.
Oh, $20. That's about what they go for, right?
Yeah, $15-$20 is what they usually range at.
Yeah.
Oh, man, see, I think I would. I wouldn't do it for Picross, but thinking of them like somehow resurrecting one of these when I thought it was a lost cause, I'd pay way more than $20. I mean, you could extrapolate this. This is basically how much would you pay for a sequel to your favorite video game?
Yeah, pretty much.
And like, I think at that point,
I think the inherent problem with it being Picross is that we get Picross like every 5 months at this point. So it'd be the equivalent of like, what would you pay to get one last Madden game, or like something like a game that already comes out pretty often.
I mean, to be fair, Klondike bars are not hard to come by, but that's still, people will do anything for a Klondike bar in this dream scenario. I think I would pay sequel to my favorite game. I might pay up to like, if I could somehow guarantee that it is exactly what I want in that sequel.
Okay.
I don't know, $200, $250 maybe.
You know, 200 is not like a crazy amount in my mind if I knew it was like a thing that wouldn't exist that I want 100% come out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of like I love Picross games. I kind of wouldn't care if they stopped coming out forever. Like I just kind of don't care. I would just probably replay some of the old ones. I'm sure again, redoing the puzzle, I'd probably have redone
Yeah, you're
the same
playing the same
puzzle.
puzzle every 3 months. So what
Yeah.
does it matter if you just
Yeah, exactly. It's more a meditative game thing too than it's like I need the new one for me. So like I kind of
Okay, well then, so ignore the Picross thing.
Yeah.
How much would you spend for a sequel to your favorite game?
Yeah,
You too, John.
200 was like the thought in my mind instantly that I was like I think I could justify that in my head and be okay with it.
Yeah, I think I'm pulling this one 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I landed 250 because 300 is like console prices, and I can't
Yeah,
think of like
I can't
ever
do it.
buying a console for one game.
200
So,
is like extravagant collector's edition price, so at least
Yeah.
like there's precedent.
Exactly. Yep.
is it me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Rasterman 7. Name a video game quote that gives away the game without saying the title.
Oh, you
For
were almost a
example.
Jill sandwich.
Yeah, okay, there's an example. The example they sent in was, none of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war. I don't know what that's from.
What is a man?
Sonic Forces.
Miserable
Okay.
pirate, full of secrets.
Yeah.
War has changed, or war never changes.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
What's the Heavy Rain one?
Jason.
Yeah,
Jason.
Jason.
Yeah. I had Sean in my head for some
Sean
reason.
is the other kid, and you also scream
Okay,
his name
okay.
at one point.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
the
less,
end of the game. You did
it's
that.
less funny. It's more scary and sad.
I
Because
know,
he
I
was
definitely was,
and he drags it out.
Yeah.
all your base are belong to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Line piece. That's not a quote from a game.
Just
but
the word cake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like quotes that aren't just like super like memed up at this point. I'm not the easy ones are just coming to head. Get over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
get over here.
It's really hard with not having the memed up ones.
Just any sound from Street Fighter, basically.
Suffer
Sure.
like G did.
Yep, Suffer Like G did. It's a good one. It's almost because of it's just because of memes at this point. It's whatever
really
becomes a
is.
meme makes it memorable.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Next up from Rinku588. You've been given the challenge to watch one movie for the next 24 hours to win $1 million. However, here's the catch. Director's cuts can count along with the theatrical cut. Besides Lord of the Rings, which movie do you pick?
Wait, doesn't that make it
Besides-
easier?
Well, if it's something as long as Lord of the Rings, it definitely does.
Well, but I mean, by
Because then you're only
letting us-
watching the movie like 4 times, and then you're at 24 hours.
Well, I just mean like regardless what the movie is, if you're also letting us watch director's cuts, that's kind of like a separate. It's almost a different thing now. I have something else to focus on.
But there's not that many movies that have director's cuts like that.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of director's commentaries.
Yeah, you're thinking director's commentary. Director's cuts is just like.
Okay, but I
oh,
mean, you
here's
don't
what
have
the
to pick
added
a
footage.
movie with a director's cut, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's so many movies I could think of that I would watch.
I think this would be. I don't think this would be that hard for $1
Yeah.
million. Like, I could probably watch the first Avengers for 24 hours, and that'd be okay.
Definitely watched RoboCop like 5 times in a row. So
Sure.
that's
What?
not
Wait, you've
yeah,
actually
like-
done that?
like I just left it on in the background and went and did other stuff, and then I was like, that scene's coming up. Fuck yeah, just just stuff like that.
Okay.
I remember one time I built a desk when I just left RoboCop on, and RoboCop I believe is exactly 2 hours. So I was like, okay, it took me a RoboCop and a half to build this desk.
Okay. Do you remember when Nathan went and saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes like 24 times?
Yes. In like 1 week. It was
Something crazy like
It-
that. I
it
don't know,
was
that was so
crazy.
weird. And he would come in the next day and he'd be like, Oh yeah, I saw it again. This time I was just focusing on like the eyes. I just watched everyone's eyes the whole time. Well, Paul, what movie would you watch for 24 hours?
Man, I didn't hate the idea of like an Avengers film, probably. Like watch Infinity War again or the first one or something. Like, what is that? 6 times? Or no, more like 10 times, I guess.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. It sucks because Lord of the Rings is like the easy answer. It's like I would totally watch that like 4 times. The director's cut of that.
But can you only watch one of the three though?
Yes. You can only
That would
one
just be
watch
like
movie.
annoying. Like you can't watch the whole thing. You just gotta watch like the first third over and over again.
What's a really long movie? Like extremely long.
I mean, Lord of the Rings is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Isn't Titanic's pretty long?
Yeah, I don't think I could watch that 10 times.
Justice League, the Snyder Cut, is like 4 hours.
Oh my god, that might be the answer.
You're gonna watch that 6 times in a row?
I don't know, man. Can you like sleep at any point? Like if you take a nap, does it just fuck everything over? Do you have to?
Yeah, I
like...
don't think you're allowed to sleep. That's not fair. Because then that'd be too easy. You could just like take nap breaks. That's too easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, for $1 million, like I'll watch a bad movie for 24 hours in a row. It should be like the question should be if you had to, because you'll get killed. What movie will you watch for 24 hours?
Fuck. Maybe like a. Yeah, it's probably like just a dumb, easy to watch, like Marvel Avengers type thing, probably.
All right, John, you want to read this last one? Oh, or whose turn is it? It's John.
No, that was mine. I just read. So
Oh,
mine?
it's mine. No. Rinku,
Okay.
you've been. Oh, no, that's where we are. Suku. Last question of the night. What's your biggest? It's not a phase, Mom. That did turn out to be just a phase. Like,
I don't think I actually ever said that line.
yeah, I'm not against them, but like, I don't want or care about tattoos at all. And like, there was a time where I was just like, I'll probably get one and like thought about it, but like, that's completely changed, and I don't feel like I ever need to get one.
Okay.
ooh. I know I had a phase where I was just listening to Japanese music. I was really into J-rock and J-pop, and
It doesn't surprise me. I'm actually
I know.
surprised to hear that phase has ended. Because that would not
I
surprise
mean,
me if you're
I'll still
doing
listen to it, but I just branched out to other stuff, and it just kind of went on the back burner. I'll go through my iPod and it's just like, oh, here's the Pillows. I love that band. I'll listen to them again. Sure, why not? But like, I'll go years without just listening to them.
that. Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
I definitely probably like went through like a short, and this again, I this wasn't like an argument with my mom, but I definitely had a phase where I was like, I'm going to burn 4 anime theme songs on this CD to listen to.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
Same
definitely
thing.
tell my age because I was burning a CD. So,
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Next question, or part of the question, or whatever. You were on Skype minding your own business, as you always do. Of course, always on Skype, you know me.
Yeah.
When out of the blue, you're pulled into a nexus. You're greeted by a smattering of people, equally confused as to what happened. It has begun. The fights over the names Paul Fleck, Sean Booker, and Jonathan Wheeler. Do you think you'll win your name fight? If not, which name would you switch to afterwards? What does this even mean?
does this have anything to do with like the Josh fight that
Yeah,
had?
it's based off the Josh fight, except specifically it's all people in the world that are named like Paul Fleck, Sean Booker, John
Has
Wheeler.
your full name? Okay.
I feel I get the short end of the straw here because my name's pretty damn generic versus you two, so I feel like I'm gonna have to fight the most people here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your first name's pretty common, but I've never heard of Wheeler somewhere else.
I don't know what
There
this
are
Josh
30
fight
in
is.
Calgary.
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know.
So what
I
is
think I
this?
would do.
What
I
is
think
this
I would do
Josh
okay
fight
in
or
a
whatever?
fight.
Like, what
Not that
is
I've been
this?
in a fight.
Is this a meme or something? Like,
Well, did you not hear about the fight of Josh's?
no.
Oh, so someone made a Facebook group where they added a bunch of Joshes together and said like, "Hey, we all have the same name. We're gonna have the fight over who gets to keep it. Meet at these coordinates." And then this happened like I think 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was a big thing for charity, but like everyone that was in this like pool noodle fight was named Josh, so they
Oh,
all fought
weird.
for the honor of the name, and then the winner was like a 4-year-old named
Yeah, a little
Josh.
kid named Josh won. Yeah. It
Oh.
happened. It was like it was somewhere north of me. It was like Ohio or something like that. It happened. Yeah, it happened.
I would lose because I don't fucking care about my name. Who gives a fuck? Like,
Okay, so what would you change your name to then?
I don't know. Who cares? Call me whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter to me.
All right, Nicholas.
All right, thanks.
Nicholas Pickles.
No, that
Is
one's
that his real
taken.
name?
Well, then you have to fight him.
Yeah. Man, I
don't-
would love to
think I
talk
would
to
do
that
okay
guy.
in a fight. Not that I've been in a fight. If I should change my name, for a while I really liked the name Kyle. Then I met a guy named Kyle who was a complete asshole.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's the worst when you like a name and then you're like, no, I hate
Yep.
this now.
He ruined the name Kyle for me.
Totally. Yep.
So I don't have a backup name at the moment.
Backup name.
I am definitely not winning a fight. Let's be
I
real.
might go Tim. Maybe I'll just be Tim. And
Okay.
something.
Cool.
I have no idea what I would change my name to. Let's just go Proton, I guess. Let's just keep the username
Don't
safe.
do that.
That way I can still
What?
say one part of my
No,
work.
you have to.
One part of my
You have
name
to
is still
associate with real
my
people
username.
in the real world. Don't go as Proton.
I mean, people will just call him PJ or something in the real world.
Yeah,
You could.
exactly.
Okay,
Change it.
PJ.
Yeah. There's
You could
another.
just go.
Hmm?
Okay.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
There's another part of the question here that I just didn't read because it didn't seem to make sense for all of us. But John specifically, will you get revenge on the guy who almost ruined your life?
One can hope, but maybe he's been in a previous fight and has already changed his name. We do not know.
Oh, this is the Twitter thing, right?
No. This
Oh, is
is
this
this is
another-
the guy who almost got me kicked out of university by accident.
Oh, okay. I don't think I remember or
So-
know this.
So when I originally moved up to Alberta to come to the University of Calgary, my guidance counselor sent off all my information and everything, like the Newfoundland government sent it to Alberta.
Yeah.
And then I got a letter while I was living in Fort McMurray with my family, saying that I had been rejected because I never sent in my grades. And I
Oh,
was confused. I'm like, no, there's no way. So we checked with the guidance counselor. He said he sent it. We checked with the Newfoundland government. They said they sent it. And then we found out my exact age, my graduated in the exact same year. Another person named Jonathan Wheeler from a town like 2-3 towns over.
no way.
Also graduated and went to the U of A instead of the U of C.
Okay, different
So,
cities. For those who
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still the same province. So as a result, they only sent his grades and not mine. So I almost didn't get into university because of this random person with my exact same name.
Wow, man. Fucking weird.
I know. Really fucking weird.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm curious if there's like a lot of like students coming out of the East Coast going all the way across Canada. I have to assume it's a low number.
Yeah. The
Especially
fact that it
because
was
of-
the same name, same province, same year. It's
Yeah.
just a weird trio of
And
coincidences.
it's such a small, low population in your area as well. That's
Yeah.
That's going to do it for questions. If people would like to send in questions next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Near.
Toho Luna Nights.
Mine, I'm going to give it to Pokemon Snap.
Cool.
Okay, and if you haven't listened to our Umurangi Generation episode of TDP Plus, that's online now, so you can go check that out. And Shantae, the original Shantae, won the poll, so that will be May's game. We'll be playing through that and talking about that. That episode will be going live 2 weeks later than usual. We have come to the conclusion of.
Yeah.
Because of our schedules, I'm going to be away, blah, blah, blah. So you won't hear that one until early mid-June, but it will happen. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Everybody.